Good evening, everybody. Welcome to League of Extraordinary Inventors. I'm your host, Mike from Faraday Research. It is Friday night, Free Energy Friday. It is December 26th, 2025. Welcome to the show. Hope everybody had a great Christmas and a holiday. And hope everybody had enough turkey. And today's the big recovery day from all the food. I've been kind of moping around all day. Kind of comatose from all the food and the lack of sleep. Got home pretty late last night and didn't get to bed till like almost 2:30 in the morning. Hopefully Bernie's going to show up. I know he's logged in his channel, so we're also broadcasting off of Crypto Alchemist as well. Anybody who's logging in through Crypto Alchemist, welcome to the show. We're at Faraday Research. We do our live stream every Friday night at 9 o'clock Eastern, 6 o'clock Pacific. And here we are, day after Christmas. And there's a lot of news going on. I'd like to welcome Lulu and Philip, taking their holiday time to come and do a show with me tonight. Last week I figured, you know what, it's Boxing Day, it's Friday night, everybody's probably loping around in bed because they had too much turkey.
Yeah.
To tune in and listen to a show. And so I kind of like want
I was
to.
telling my family, I'm like, today's Boxing Day. They're like, what is
Yeah,
that? I'm like, yeah, that's a Canadian term, Like, I
yeah,
look from
yeah,
my friend, and they're like, oh, so what is Boxing Day? I'm like, you see all those boxes? They're like, yeah. I'm like, yeah, you got to reduce those. That's Boxing Day.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
That and also going on Boxing Day sales and a shopping spree
No.
and all that kind of stuff too, right? So
Yeah.
So I've been doing some shopping myself for my battery experiment stuff. As you know, I've been made a huge breakthrough on my battery tech.
Did you ask your wife to buy you magnesium for Christmas?
No, yeah, it's too much money. Well, I got another partner that's helping me with that, so I got a little stockpile of magnesium to work with. But it was the electrolyte. Was the real big thing with these power cells, and finally found a combination to make a solid state where there is no liquid involved. And that greatly reduces the chances of destroying the magnesium. So, yeah, so I got a new magnetic stir and heater. So it's like a magnetic stir and it has the heat plate on it. So when I'm making my solid state electrolyte, I can heat up the stuff and mix it properly. And then I put it into like a petri dish and let it set. And then it becomes a solid. And then that solid piece of electrolyte goes in between the graphite and the magnesium. And it works. And I've already made the first prototype. It works fantastic. And so I'm just waiting for the proper gear to actually make this stuff properly. So I got that on order. I should get the mixer on Monday. And I got some other um, materials that I need to make the electrolyte on order. Some of them might take, oh God, maybe mid-January by the time I get it, because I have to get it from China. That's the only place I can get the stuff that I actually need. Amazon's kind of limited, so it's like AliExpress or whatever. They carry more of a variety of the materials that I actually need to do this stuff. So unfortunately, in January, it's the Chinese New Year, and they shut everything down for a month. So that might take my materials even longer to get here because of that. So we'll
Oh,
see.
you ordered it from China?
Yeah, all this stuff I'm getting is coming from China. Like,
Oh, yeah.
there is no North American distributor. And if there is, chances are it's way more expensive. So, yeah.
Chances is they're just redistributors from China
Well,
originally.
they're the largest producers of the material, right?
Yeah.
They just make the most of the material. Even the magnesium, all the magnesium that you want to get, all comes from China.
Well, I mean,
All of
we
it.
have We have a lot of resources here in Canada, but we don't extract anything. You know.
I know. We probably got tons of magnesium and we don't even
Yeah,
know it.
that's part of
Exactly.
global treaties. Some reserves, they sign treaties not to, start
Yeah,
excavating
mining.
natural
Yeah,
resources till, certain timeline. That's just to,
How about they sign a treaty with us? You know.
yeah.
And
Like
we
I
would.
know, like right now, Canada's probably the largest producer of uranium on the planet right now.
Yeah.
I think Russia's the second, but I know Canada's right up there. I know even in Ontario, there's some mines about 3 hours away from where I live that they abandoned back in the 1940s, and they're just full of uranium, like tons
Wow.
of uranium up there. Yeah, so
Incredible.
we have the resources, just we don't have the resource to mine this stuff. They're not putting any money into it, right? So that's kind of a unfortunate reality.
do you think it's like a safety thing? Like they don't want people to just
No,
for
that's just
radiation
Well,
poisoning and
the politicians are just a bunch of morons here. You know, they
yeah,
get they get bribed easily, and
like
they're part of the global elites and all that crap.
mm,
it's all politics involved too. Like right now, the only resource I know they're exploiting right now is uranium, and most of it's being mined out of Western Canada. But there's a lot here in Ontario as well. So and they haven't touched that at all since the 40s. So I could probably go up there today with a Geiger counter and go
yeah,
near those old mines, and I probably would get a reading.
that's cool.
So, but I guess the other big headline right now, the MIT professor of nuclear plasma physics was murdered in front of his doorstep on December 15th. And they're keeping hush on this. Even the police don't even want to talk to about it. Let's see a couple of interviews with the police chief of Brooklyn. He lived in Boston. So, and apparently it was a quiet neighborhood, very little crime. And, he took 3 shots right in his front doorstep.
Do they know who?
No, they're saying they have no leads. They don't know who did it. Now, I do know he did write some reports out that he was, I guess you could say, to put it boldly, he pissed off a few of the oil companies.
Well, he was working on the solar energy in
The
Tokamak.
plasma fusion he was working on,
Yeah.
Yeah,
and he
because
made
solar
he made
energy,
some.
everybody's doing that, but plasma,
Yeah,
that's different.
well, what he was doing was creating basically a magnetic containment unit, and he was making a sun, a fusion sun in the middle of this magnetic field containment unit. And he was making some huge gains and huge advancements in this technology. And that's got the oil companies worried
Yeah.
because they know this free energy thing is coming out, and it's coming out this century, like it or not. They're on their days are numbered. Let's say that. So the back in the 90s, 80s, and 90s, there was what 3 or 4 engineers that were murdered because of their inventions. And it looks like this old trend is coming back again, where all these you know nuclear physicists and engineers that are coming up with new energy things, they're starting to get knocked off again.
Yeah, but the
And
difference back in the 90s versus now, in the 90s, we didn't have like, this a spread of data through the internet, it was
yeah,
limited. And now,
well,
like, it's like if you like cap off somebody, scientist, you might be able to control the narrative and the media and the publications about it because, people didn't not everybody had internet at their fingertips. But now, how are you going to do that? There's
mhm,
satellite GPSs. They can pinpoint exactly the car, the license plate number. Like, man, we
yeah,
we have intelligent people that don't have to be working for the government to be able to see exactly who wanted him gone.
mhm,
Yeah,
yeah. Well, like Fleischmann and Pons, when they had the cold fusion thing back in the early 90s, that was just prior to the internet coming out. And then the head editor of MIT, Eugene Matlov, he discovered that there was intellectual corruption happening where they did test results on the cold fusion device and that they were getting, I don't know what the ratio was of more energy out than coming in, but it was quite large comparison. And then a day later, they had a different person do the analysis report on it, and the numbers were skewed extremely low compared to what they were the day before. So Eugene Matlov's going through this reports and he's going, this is fraud. They're skewing the numbers. This is complete fraud. So to make long story short, he gets let go by MIT, gets fired. He writes a book called From Cold to Fire, I believe it is. Hold on, let me double check that name. But it was a really good book. And then in 2003, he had a live interview with George Norrie on Coast to Coast AM. And the next day, he got murdered. He got killed. So right
The
after
next day
that
after his
show,
interview?
yep.
Wow. Wow.
The next day
That
after
was
his
quick.
interview with, right after the interview with George Norrie, boom, he was taken out. So it's, it's like, it's so obvious what they're trying to do. It's blatantly obvious. They don't want this technology. The oil companies are getting more and more scared now that, we got AI coming onto line now that's helping the research process. The oil companies know they're on borrowed time now. I think they're really starting to worry. And, this MIT professor, Dr. Nunu, was the latest victim. So hopefully there won't be any more. So yeah, I got a lot of clips here on the online of Eugene Matlov. He was really good. He was a really smart guy. Yeah, his show aired on Coast to Coast February 4th, 2004. And then the morning of February 5th, 2004, he's murdered. So
Crazy.
Yep, crazy stuff, but it's real and it's still happening.
I would really
Obviously.
like to know, like, who's responsible, and
The
then
oil companies. It's
yeah,
very
but I
obvious.
I really truly want it. Like, I want them publicly humiliated, where somebody actually tracks it and a lead's really there, and then yeah, get the SEC involved, shut the whole oil company down. If you're going to abuse, your power,
But
you're going to try to
but you
leverage.
see, but the thing is, people got to realize. Look at the bigger picture here. We're always going to need oil. Any plastic material that's created, that's all comes from petroleum. So, okay, yeah, we might not use it for energy purposes, but we still need it for manufacturing purposes. So, there's always going to be oil being drilled for that. Our computers, our mouse, our cell phones, they're all made of plastics. It's all petroleum. You need petroleum to make plastic.
Okay,
How
so
many
why kill people? Why kill people over something that is still going to be a necessity?
it's greed. Well, obviously, it's just greed. They want to be the number one dog on the planet and control. They're power mongers.
Yeah, like,
It's
but to
about
elevate like the human race into the next chapter of its existence, you might like want to decide that okay, any oil products goes to manufacturing, but for motor vehicles or for transportation, you have to use this new form of energy, and that's what that's how you use up your resources.
So it's
You
all
know?
it's a battle between administration and scientific merit, you know. And these people, the these people in finance, the elites, all that garbage.
Yeah,
They're
but
part
then
of.
that like a good way would be like to get the elites grand picture baby or this, and tell them, this kid is gonna have a tree line. There's gonna, there,
Mm.
your family line is gonna be continued. If you don't think of these people that are gonna come
Yeah,
after
they
you,
don't think
then
long term.
like,
They don't think long term. They think short term. They don't care about their kids or whatever. They
don't-
just
Yeah.
want money now.
Yeah, it's obviously it's money and power, right? That's what drive these oil companies and the financial institutions that back them. You can point the finger at Vanguard and BlackRock. These are the major companies that have all the money in the world to fund ExxonMobil and all these other companies. It's funny how they're so monopolized now. It's basically what Chevron and ExxonMobil. Those are the two major oil companies now. Where before there were like 5 or 6 different companies. Now they're all like condensed down. They're all monopolizing into one entity, right? So it's about keeping control and power, right?
Yeah, but they at the same time they don't want scientific innovation to take over because
It's inevitable, Philip. It's going to happen sooner or later, regardless. And I think that's why the oil companies were so worried about this guy bringing out this new fusion device, because they know they're on borrowed time. These oil companies, as far as being the world provider of global energy, right?
yeah,
So it's going to be a shift. There's
but
obviously going to be a
they're
shift.
probably tied with the big banks and the big banks they want us in debt, all the times. And scientific merit gets us out of the debt. Not only that, but it increases our GDP, um, and it takes away our debt, our deficit. So
You
yeah,
know, like I said before, Philip, we need petroleum for so many other things.
yeah,
You know what I mean? It's not
yeah,
just energy. You
yeah.
know, this
I mean, I
computer
think
I'm using right now is all made of
think of
plastics.
it this, like, it's like they're not letting the species evolve. Evolvement means uh, traveling outside of our bubble. That's what evolution means. I mean, it
Mm.
just feels like they benefit off of like crowding this planet, and it's just going to get more people and more people and more suppression. Yeah, but what are you going to end up with? A society, like a species that is lost in the world. Nobody knows a lot. Everybody that has a bit of intelligence to them, you cap them on, like, what's the future?
What the
Well, the
future
future
is,
is
Lulu?
What is the future? What is the future from here to 10 years, 25 years, 50 years, 100
Actually, you
years?
know what, Lulu? I just kind of thought of this now, and it kind of makes sense. What's even more scary is the average Joe Blow like me can make these devices. I don't need $100 million laboratory to make my battery tech. I can make it on my kitchen table. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but can you mass produce it?
Well, that's up to the business, but the fact is, I myself, I have the knowledge. I can build this stuff at home. I don't need a multi-million-dollar laboratory to produce this stuff and come up with the ideas to make it work.
yeah, but
Right?
as soon as you get you're gonna get um you're gonna get noticed. As soon as you start selling, you will get their attention.
Of course. And I think that's the whole idea, isn't it? If
Yeah,
everybody's putting out this information freely online, that anybody can go and make their own battery cell or make their own free energy device or atmospheric harnessing device or whatever. All this stuff, information's all online now. You can look up. There's so much resources out there that you can do your own stuff at home. You know,
yeah,
uh, backyard inventor.
yeah. In my case, remember the asymmetric magnet weight experiment I did last week and two
Yeah,
weeks ago.
right. Yeah,
So somebody is writing a paper and she's very fast. It's going to be published either next this week or next week,
yeah,
and
cool.
there's going to
That's
be
awesome.
peer-reviewed versions and physical review letters in
Awesome.
February. So she's like We met in my group, my WhatsApp group. We're originally in APEC, and then she went to my group, well, the APEC chat, I mean, and
Yeah,
then she went to my WhatsApp chat. And man, you should take a look at my WhatsApp chat. It's She's very motivated, and
that's cool.
she's she's coming out with
That,
all these experiment
and also
proposals.
too, like when you're putting stuff out like this, it also helps making connections, right? I was
Yeah,
able
yeah,
to find you. I was able to find you guys, right?
yeah,
It's like
exactly.
all with Bernie, and then it just kind of blossomed from there. You
Yeah, that's the thing I'm grateful for APEC is that's originally that's from there we all met, you know.
Yeah.
So
Um, we have Elijah online. I'm going to send you the link if you want to join us. It's up to you. Here's the link. Elijah Coakley.
so you
Do
still
you want
have
to join us?
with all the groundbreaking stuff we made in the last recent weeks. Do you have a lot more viewers than before, or?
Well, I've always been blackballed, right? So, like, it's growing, but not at the pace that I thought it would be. I'm
Yeah,
still gaining viewers. My numbers are still good, but it's not like a really fast incline like some people's channels take off. When you get blackballed or blacklisted on YouTube, it's really hard to get any traction.
well,
Do you
And
have a
that
LinkedIn account? Because if you have a LinkedIn account, that is the real people that you really want to, capture their attention. And
yeah, I could probably set something up.
yeah, because YouTube and Facebook, they're just social. They're not really meant for
Yeah,
professional level and economics
yeah, that's
and
true.
all that stuff.
Facebook,
So
people post spaghetti on there and things like that. It's really useless.
yeah.
I just cooked spaghetti. Look at my plate. It's like, come on, man.
Yeah, yeah, it's true. But yeah, like some people, just do it as a hobby, right? Some people are just hobbyists and they like to share their stuff or whatever. There's a lot of that. Some guys are a little bit more into it, more serious, and want to do something with it. So they have to go through different channels to get, contacts and business opportunities or whatever. So,
Yeah,
yeah. So, what was I going to do here?
give me one
Um,
second.
yeah, got all these clips. Like if you type in MIT professor murdered, you'll see a whole bunch of clips online. A lot of them are news media, so I can't actually show it on the stream. I don't want to get a copyright infraction. But yeah, they're being pretty hush hush about this engineer getting murdered right on his front doorstep.
yeah,
So seems
that's
to be
crazy.
gaining a bit of traction in the media.
Yeah, I forgot to say that the my magnet experiment, I did it more accurately with a spatula. I put the magnet in a metallic spatula, so it
Right.
was more precise when I flipped it around, and I get the very consistent. I get the difference of 40 milligram, so it's very
Way,
consistent.
way different.
I did
Mm,
it like 10 times over a whole week, and
yeah.
there's a difference of 40 milligram.
Yeah. 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 It seems to be a pretty consistent experiment that anybody can really replicate as long as you got um, a little scale and
Yeah,
a,
that's what I figured. I figured that initially I was calculating black holes and galaxies and stuff like that, but nobody cares, you know. So if you come up with a table experiment that you can do at home, then everybody will start listening to you.
yeah, exactly.
Um, yeah,
Use quartz to nucleate monoatomic gold. But are you talking about my battery stuff or?
yeah, your stuff and my stuff.
Oh, and your stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you can do it easily on a do-it-yourself experiment, then
Oh,
everybody's gonna start listening to you.
I managed to sorry, question for your experiment. You're using the ball magnet.
Yeah.
Does it work with like a square or a rectangular shaped magnet? Do you get the same result?
I have a cylindrical magnet, but it's too heavy. Um,
Yeah,
I need to
like a
buy
like a
a
bar
lighter
magnet.
one.
How about a bar magnet, a different shape? You know, when you flip the sides, does it get the same effect?
Yeah, I just have two magnets, neodymium magnets.
Yeah.
Maybe I can go buy a standard magnet, but it's not gonna be. The difference is gonna be lesser.
Right.
Does it matter if it's a strong magnet or
Yeah,
or not? Does it make a
yeah,
difference?
yeah, because it's the inside the magnetic field. You know, the Tesla measurement unit. There's an acceleration component in it. So, so the stronger the magnet is, the stronger the acceleration is gonna be. You know, or a force. You call it an acceleration or a force. Same thing. So,
Oh,
yeah, it's directly proportional.
Yeah, that's cool. That's
so I'm
cool.
still not clear on something. Like
Yeah.
since the bunch of last experiments. So is the magnet going faster or slower? Because
Well,
at one time you said it's going faster, and then one
uh,
time you said it goes slower. So I still like, does it go faster or slower
yeah.
in the other?
You talking about the free fall experiment? Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Um, it goes slower. The magnet goes slower. Originally I didn't do the mathematics. I didn't do the regressions. I was just doing it by the eye. Yes, the magnetic ball was falling before the metallic ball, but it was launched before. You know, so um, the when you do the regressions, you calculate that the magnetic ball goes slower, and
Mm.
so it's very slower, just like Boyd Bushman is very consistent. I did it 40 times. It's like, and in a whole week, maybe I can do it again another 40 times, but
No, it's not about 40 times. It's about like, I saw it. Like, I saw the video. Like, how did, I don't know. Just, yeah.
yeah, maybe I can do it again.
No, it's
Maybe it
just
has
having
to do with
consistent
the
results,
sorry.
right? It's having consistent results.
Yeah.
Yeah, but maybe it has to do with the galactic gravity framework, and that can change over weeks. You know what I mean? So maybe in a week it's always going to be the same thing, and a month after it's going to be different. You
So,
know what I mean?
you would say like it could be determined by the inner gravity of planet Earth, like the geogravity, inside of the rotation of the Earth. If there's um, more gravity wells, then the magnet would go faster. If there's not,
No,
it might.
I'm just saying that there's more gravity frameworks. You know, Newton was saying that gravity is like you have the layer of the earth, and then you had the layer of the gravitational framework of the sun, and then you had the gravitational framework of the galaxy, and then the cluster, supercluster, and then the universe. So you have multiple layers of gravity. So that might be different over months. Maybe you're right, Lulu. Maybe I should redo it again 40 times to make sure. But in January I'll be pretty damn busy, so I don't know if I'll have
No,
time.
40 times is more than enough. No, I'm just, speculating other. One
Yeah,
second.
but yeah,
I
All
think
right.
you got pretty consistent results there. So
Yeah, no, there's no need to like you've already done the work. Yeah, I'm just speculating rotation of the Earth. If it's summer solstice or when the Earth tilts, does it have? It's not you could do it a few more times, but during maybe the summertime, just because of the rotation of the Earth. But
Yeah,
that's it.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
But the thing is, I'm gonna move to back to San Diego, so not gonna stay in my apartment here.
yeah. We've got Mike up there. He could still do the
yeah,
Yeah,
experiment.
I'll
well,
ship you my
I don't think
experiment.
I don't think you want to be in California now with all the floods going on.
Yeah,
Seen some videos of the flooding going on there. It's pretty rough there.
yeah, it's in Northern California, I think. Um, but
Nah,
it's
like whatever is going on, it's scary. Like you can't like grab the world map and say where is it a safe place to exist? None. Can't find not even a single place. Like
well, my Canada is pretty safe if you like minus
Yeah,
40 Celsius.
yeah. Canada is pretty safe geologically. We don't really get any hurricanes. We don't get too many earthquakes.
Never.
From time to time, but not like huge earthquakes like you do in Southern California.
man,
Yeah,
it's cold.
San
It's too
Francisco.
cold. That alone is dangerous. It's too
Yeah,
cold.
yeah. The cold sucks, but
that's why we're not stuck with illegal immigrants here because they don't want to move here. Nobody wants to move here.
That's funny.
Yeah. I'm just gonna grab something to drink. I'm very dry.
yeah. I'm working on my fourth
My
coffee
throat
today.
is dry. Yeah. One sec.
I think I'm gonna like drink a beer, and
Drink,
celebrate. Yeah, celebrate.
and you'll fall asleep like Philip does.
Uh, the whiskey, it's a process for me to get it out. But the beer is like, I had, family this Christmas, so they left some. So that is easy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm having coffee and eating peanuts right now.
I made the whole family cook Christmas dinner with me. Like, you know what? If I'm gonna be slaving away in the kitchen, all of you have to help.
Yeah,
So
yeah. We
they're
have so
like, what?
much.
They're like, what are we making? I'm like, I don't know. It's a mystery. Each open the freezer and see what do you think you're good at. And so I had everybody working.
Yeah,
It
we
turned
have.
out it turned out really well.
Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
usually when you have a big crowd, everybody brings something, and by the time everybody shows up, you got like two full tables full of food.
Yeah, well, the people like involved, like I'm the what do you call it? I'm the organizer, the leader. They're gonna follow what I say. Like some of them are my kids, some of them are my kids' friends, so I'm not gonna, they're not gonna be bringing, food. They're the younger population. I have to like guide them. Like you need to do this, you do this, you go get things like that.
You're the leader, the chief.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all good. The holidays. Got some time off from work, so I don't go back till January 5th. So heal my shoulders. My shoulders been really bothering me lately. So give me some time away from work, recover. We're doing a lot of overtime before the holidays, so
Would like you said you were doing overtime. Did like after the NATO thing, I don't know if you maybe I forgot and you said something. I don't know, like, what did you start? What's the new thing that you started?
oh no, I got recalled back to my old job.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I got recalled back in November.
Good.
So yeah,
Okay.
so I was
Congratulations.
laid off. I was laid off for 7 months and managed to get recalled. So that's a good thing. I got a steady paycheck coming in again.
That's very good.
Yeah,
Congratulations. Very good. Yeah.
yeah, just in time too, because my benefits were running out. So I was like, thank God I got my job back.
Like Lulu was saying, remember when you said that you went to the shopping center and then they charge you exactly with the amount of money you had in your pockets?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes me think of the same thing. They
Huh.
know that Mike was running out, and then they hired him again. But so when he's gonna have too much money, he's gonna get fired again. You know?
Yeah,
Do you think it okay? If I was like an evil villain, I wanted to control the whole world and specifically scientists. Like, how would I go about that? What would the strategy be? You know
Off their
what the
money,
strategy would be? You
cut
know?
off their money
To make
stream.
them
Yeah.
poor.
Keep them poor.
Yeah.
Yep.
Keep them poor. You
Hmm.
keep them poor. They don't have, capability of and isolate them from possibility of where they can get money. Like ruin their credits, ruin this, ruin that. Default. Yeah, keep them poor. And
Yep.
at any time,
All
you could
too well.
use. Yeah, and that's how they halt. You know things from going forward, unfortunately, but that's the truth. That's what happens. I swear to God, like things like what you're saying about the money and the shopping, and they're accurately, it's more than that. It's way so much more than that.
Hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chat said diabolical plot, Lulu.
Well, I mean, it's the truth. I mean, I'm just stating the obvious that nobody really wants to say. This is how exactly they're doing it. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. Yesterday I was watching something, and it just validated all my questions. Remember when I said that, like, our routers could detect our movements and they know exactly what we're doing? Yeah,
Yep.
it's 6G, it's RF. Like, they could, like, they bounce the signal off of things 100%. They could create like a whole digital plotting points. They know exactly, like, I have the fireplace on, this half of
No
me
doubt.
is a little bit warmer than this half of me, so there must be a heat source from this side versus this side. I mean, it's like that,
Actually, yeah,
accurate.
funny you mentioned that, Lulu. I was watching Sean Ryan. He's got a popular YouTube channel, and he had probably like the number one hacker on his show.
Mm-hmm.
You know where the biggest security of like privacy item out there right now?
Where?
The smart light. You know the smart lights in your house?
Yeah.
They could actually see you. They can detect you. They know if you're in the house or not. He says they are the biggest security breach in your house if you have the
Oh yeah.
smart lights. Yep. Don't get them.
I have a question. What if a person puts magnets in their pockets and walks around? Does it scramble their,
No, it'd have to be like
no,
an EMP type device that would create a magnetic pulse that would
pulse?
distort anything. Yeah, magnetic pulse. But the problem is with that, you might kill your cell phone while you do that, right? So
Well, you'll demagnetize all your credit cards and stuff like that too.
yeah, yeah. Don't put your wallet
Mm.
on the same side as the device.
Okay, see, that's a cool invention. If we could find a counter invention to, still
No,
safeguard
they
our
have
privacy
jammers. No, they have jammers, but they're highly illegal to use them. Yeah,
in your own home and you're on your own property. It's illegal,
and just paint your house with lead paint. Why do
or
you think
that,
they took it off the market?
or that.
Yeah, Faraday cage your house.
How about if I wrap my house with copper coils? I put like little pins and I just do all the whole thing,
Highly unlikely, Lulu. A little bit
Oh,
impractical.
okay.
Mhm.
A little
Okay,
expensive.
all science is impractical, but if it's gonna work, I could do it. It's not that
Well, hey,
hard.
if you got the money to do it, like copper is extremely expensive right now.
I have a whole copper wheel. I have a whole copper wire wheel. The thing weighs maybe 60, 70 pounds. I don't know how many feet, but it's a lot, you know? The whole thing. You know what?
I'm reading the chat here.
If you tell me it works, I'll do it.
You
Probably
tired of
better
being monitored,
for
Lulu?
some electronic version,
Well,
or
I
I would
just
do.
want I want to know, like, if it works. Like, if it works, then okay, it works. And there's a way.
Well, chances are you probably have the FCC show up at your house because you would have to like do like magnetic pulses coming off your house.
Okay, I'll be like, okay,
It's like
my
a
house,
you know.
my property, my fence, my nails, my wire. What are you doing here?
you
What are you doing here?
you
Prove,
just
you know?
you just need to be armed, if they trespass your property as well. So
I got it. I got it. Let me show you my new weapon.
Oh. The winter weapons.
she's gonna
Lulu made
show.
My new weapons.
Was an air gun. Oh, water.
That's my new weapon. Yeah, I'm gonna put that next to the door. Like, yeah,
Was
get
that
out
a
or I'll,
Nerf gun?
get out or I'll nerf you.
And
A Nerf gun.
Yeah, like get
Where's
out or I'll nerf you.
That's hilarious. Lulu's Christmas gift.
Yeah, I got 4 of these. Yeah, we're supposed to have. I created a new itinerary for our family. It's called the Christmas Invitation. You're gonna get an RSVP. You have to reply back. You have to sign that you will participate with the itinerary timeline. And if you decide to forfeit, you're gonna become the family dunce, and everybody has the right to, use one of those nerves on you.
Oh, we got.
So,
Guess who
I
we
made,
have? Michael Boyd.
oh
Welcome back.
hi,
Oh yeah. Wow. Hey,
Long time.
Michael.
hi sir, how are you?
Good.
Merry
And
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I didn't know you were watching the show.
Oh, I just um,
But Bernie sent you a link, or
Bernie sent me a link
oh, okay.
Yeah.
about
What's the latest with you, Michael?
5:48 a while ago,
Yeah.
an hour ago. Oh, not too much. Having a little break from work.
Yeah.
How about you guys?
The same. I'm got the whole week off. I don't go back to January 5th, so got
Yeah.
some time off.
How
Did you
about
see?
you?
Did you see my asymmetric magnet weight experiment by in the mailing list?
Yeah. What was it? 32 milligrams or something difference?
Yeah, 38 milligrams
38.
different. And it's very consistent. And yeah, I repeated it, and somebody,
Yeah, did you see what I wrote back about the gravity shielding stuff with Ron Kita stuff, where he took some chiral, made this like wax with chiral. I guess I don't know how to say the word right.
yeah,
Chiral. How do you say that?
Chiral.
Chiral.
Chiral, okay.
Yeah. So which
Chiral?
basically means it's got a magnetic direction to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Are you talking
There's
about
a
chirality? Like a
There
chiral?
you go, chirality.
Okay.
yeah, and I've got the exact math too. Somebody in the Netherlands, she helped me, and she said that I had the right. I had the right order of magnitude, but I was just missing a division by 4. But she came up. She said, "Well, the magnetic field is not straight, in a sphere. It's not
Right.
straight. It's kind of inclined, and
It's a toroid. It's a
yeah, it's
toroid.
a toroidal exactly. And you have to divide by 4 exactly when you have a
Yeah.
toroidal shape. So that's what I did, and the prediction now is spot on. What I get for measurement.
So what I did with what I found with my experiment is gravity. A graviton is a little kind of like a little tornado, like a whirlwind, but it's a gravitational field. It's taking energy and making it denser.
Yeah, the energy
Okay, and the
density.
anti-gravity is just the opposite. Okay, but it's a balloon. It's a toroidal balloon. So it's like a spinning little balloon, and that's it's kind of like a balloon above. Like if you look at the Tic Tac, there's like this balloon above the Tic Tac in the video,
Okay.
And that's anti-gravity. That's how I know it's a real space-time engineering, because I made it at the nanoscale. Okay, so I kind of know what to expect. In fact, I think my paper is the only one with peer-reviewed empirical data for anti-gravity and anti-gravity.
Okay, cool.
So,
Nice.
and
When is it going to be published?
it's already published
Oh, is it the one that you did from this year?
last year.
Last year, yeah. Okay, yeah, I saw
Last
that.
year in August. So,
Yeah, we have a lot of similarities. You're into gravito-magnetic measurement with your disc, spinning disc, and all that.
right.
Yeah.
That's why
Um,
that's right. But in my case, it's the same thing, but much the maths are much simpler, I think.
yeah.
I got this. Let's see if I still have this.
Actually, Mike, could you just take a second? We have a lot of new viewers on. Maybe just
Okay.
kind of
This
give
is something I got from you, Mr. Faraday.
Oh yeah,
You know,
right.
What is that?
remember?
What is that?
The carbon rod.
Right, for his battery. There's his
Have you
battery.
heard? Have you heard about this magnesium battery?
What about magnesium?
Yeah, I've
His
created.
his with you wrap.
Yeah, when you wrap the magnesium around it, yeah,
Yeah.
that's a magnesium air battery. But
Yeah.
I've developed now.
Well, doesn't it involve salt though too? Salt?
No, you don't need just plain water. It just has
Plain
to be
water.
just plain water. But I've kind of gone further with it. I've actually
Cool.
created a self-recharging battery, so
Cool.
you can pull a load off the battery all day long. Say it was in a cell phone or a device or whatever, and then when you wake up in the morning, the thing's fully charged on itself. You don't have to plug it in. It's self-recharging.
Cool. Wow. I'd like to learn about that. Definitely.
Yeah,
I think your work's really cool.
Yeah, I know you've been on the show before. Can you just take a minute, let our viewers know who you are and your background and how they can get a hold of you?
Sure. Okay, my name's Michael Boyd, and I'm a physicist, engineer, and archaeologist. I used to have a physics engineering job until I got fired from it in 2008. And then I had to change careers and became an archaeologist. Basically, I have published papers back in when was it? Back in 80s, 85, when I was going to UC Santa Barbara to get my physics degree. I had a job working for Hughes Aircraft Santa Barbara Research Center, and my major was physics, and my minor was what they called scientific instrumentation. So basically, I knew how to make a computer. These are like 8-bit computers,
Right.
which were 7 bits before that. I worked on some of those. But so I for my senior project, I built a storage oscilloscope where I took an analog to digital converter and
merged it with it.
a peripheral interface adapter, a Motorola 6800 process microcontroller, and a digital analog converter. Okay, and channel A went to the signal coming in, and then channel B went to the A to D, the whole set reg, and then that plugged into channel B of the oscilloscope, and so I get a nice little choppy copy of my analog signal. So basically, I learned how to interface test equipment with computers. So when I got my job at Hughes, I basically hooked up their computers to the test equipment because I was a lazy engineer. I wanted the computer to do my job for me.
Yeah.
And I had this really cool boss. His name was Ralph Ruth, and I remember he told me one day, he pulled me aside and told me I had spent too much time in the coffee break room, the lunchroom. Basically, I had a lunchroom at the factory there, and the reason I spent my time there is because all of the computers were doing my work. I didn't have to sit there and watch it and then take a reading. So before I automated it, I'd like sit there and wait a minute and take a reading.
So
Right?
you are like a lazy programmer. Bill Gates always said that the best people to do. He always choose a lazy programmer to do a hard job because they find an easy way to do a hard job.
So yeah, well,
Work
that's what I
smarter.
did. Is I
Yeah.
had the
Work smarter,
computers
not
do my
harder.
work for me. But because it was all scheduled and it was like research and stuff, it was actually better the computers did it because if I did it, I might fall asleep or something, right?
Yeah,
So
Isn't it
and the
like
hours were weird because this is like government DoD. These are all DoD projects on infrared sensors and stuff. So basically, I would like come in at 11:30 at night to flip a few switches and then go home.
yeah,
Right?
I mean,
But,
isn't the whole idea is like
but
work smarter, not
so
harder?
but I'd
Yeah,
spend a lot of
that's the
time
whole
during
thing.
the day in the lunchroom. So this other boss in a different group who was kind of an asshole, he didn't like to see me there. And so he went and he complained to my boss. Ralph says I was lazy and that they should fire me because I was spending all my time in the lunchroom. But my boss, Ralph, just said, well, Boyd, he doesn't work hard, he works smart.
yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
And then what the thing is, because I had this ability to collect all this data, I also knew how to do the predecessor to Excel, which was part of the Macintosh. Okay, and so they had this graphics program that made graphs and shit. So what I did is I would like take the data, give them an Excel, a spreadsheet of data. This is like back in the 80s when they didn't
Mhm.
really know about this, and give them, an array of data, and then give them a graph. Okay.
Yeah.
Before that, what they would do is they'd have to do it on a piece of graph paper with
Mm.
a colored pencil, and that's what they
Yeah.
would publish in the papers. You'd go look at these old papers, and that's what they published for the Macintosh. Okay, and so I had this skill and that was in demand. So all the PhDs at this research Santa Barbara Research Center wanted me to work on their project, and so I got published in a bunch of papers. It's like back in the 80s and the 90s, and then
So
I
you're
did.
kind of an
I
innovator.
found it was easy enough for me to do it on my own.
Mm.
Okay,
Weren't you recently on a Discovery Channel on a show? You went and did like some measurement for them.
I was on A Mystery at Blind Frog Ranch,
Yeah, that one. That one.
season
Yeah.
3, episode 7.
Okay. Yeah. I saw that. I saw
That
that
was
on
on
the
my bucket list.
Your bucket list, yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
So,
just gonna scoot out for.
Movie
I'm
star.
just gonna scoot out for a quick smoke. I'll be right back.
yeah.
What's
Uh,
that?
are you a professor now or
A professor?
at UC
No,
Bars? UC
I'm
Bars
just
Santa Barbara?
I just have a BS for bullshit.
Uh,
My wife, she has a MS. That's for more shit.
uh,
And then there's piled higher and deeper. No, I'm not aspiring to be piled higher and deeper.
yeah.
I'm I like to think I'm the proof that you don't need any of that crap to to succeed. Okay, because I got published in, like, for example, an archaeology journal when I was in the community college.
Yeah, but
Because
it's,
it's not really anything to do with academia. It has to know about subject matter expertise, don't you think?
sorry.
Subject
Okay, it
matter.
has more to do with your subject matter expertise than your credentials.
Yeah, exactly. Um, it's based on merit, you know.
Theoretically, yeah.
Yeah.
Except
Um,
when it comes to funding,
yeah.
right?
Yeah. Funding. I might move to San Diego, by the way. So
Really?
yeah, move back there.
That's where my son lives.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, he's up here visiting.
I used to live in Pacific Beach there, so I
Really?
might move back there. You know Pacific Beach?
Yeah, I know approximately where it is.
Yeah.
I lost you, Lulu. We lost you, Lulu. There you
I'm
are.
Yeah,
here. I'm
Lulu
here.
is on and off all the time.
Well, because I get asked to do a bunch of things, and then I was gonna go grab a drink, but I don't want to like leave the chair empty, so I just stopped the
Uh-oh.
screen. But
You can have a drink.
I was gonna grab something. I'll be back.
Mm.
Go for it.
Yeah. So
So yeah, I liked your little experiment. So what do you think? Do you think? So my thought is that the the there's an effect from the Earth's gravitational magnetic field
no,
on
it's too weak.
a magnetic object
It's
that
too weak.
different from.
I did an estimate, and the Earth's magnetic field is way too weak to affect the magnet. But I
But
wrote you.
does that assume a steady state?
What is that exactly?
So okay, so when you do that calculation, are you assuming it's at a certain distance, or so it's moving, it's dropping, okay?
Yeah.
When you do your calculation, are you assuming a fixed distance?
Yeah, the distance is always the same. The free fall experiment, the
Right.
distance was around 3 meters,
Okay.
and the magnetic ball would the acceleration is lower than the 9.8. It's actually 8.8. I did it 40 times, and I did the regressions and everything, and I get something around 8.8. It's very consistent,
Okay.
and it agrees with Boyd Bushman's experiment that he did back in the 90s as well.
That's the one where he like took the magnets
Yeah,
and glued them together when they were
yeah,
in the repulsive mode,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And
But
then
you
he
don't need
dropped
to do
it,
that.
and then he did it the other way too.
Yeah, but you don't need to do that. You just get a magnet and let it down directly. You don't need to do the what he did. So it's much simpler. So, but I also noticed that when I changed the polarity, that the acceleration was slightly different. So that's why I tried the tabletop experiment
What do you
with
mean when
the
you change the polarity from the north to the south polarity?
yeah when I switched the current in the electromagnet, then the magnet inside it will flip. It's gonna flip around. So so you're gonna have either the positive will be facing the floor, and then when you flip it, when you change the current, then the negative will face the floor.
Okay.
So And
So
then
the gravity on, you're in the northern hemisphere, so your gravitational field is northern.
yeah, so you have two effects.
So my cat's coming.
Yeah, you have two effects actually. You have the one effect that slows down the magnet, and the other effect, the polarity, that adds or removes the another factor. So you have two
See,
effects.
the
Somebody is already
boss is here. The boss
sorry.
is here.
Yeah,
She
somebody
wants.
already wrote a paper on what they did, and she's
Uh,
publishing it in January.
cool. Where are you going to publish it?
Archivex
Uh-huh.
first, and then there's going to be physical review letters.
Cool.
So it's like the top journal out there. So she's from the Netherlands, so she's not. It's very fun to work with her because you see in the mailing list, everybody reads, but nobody says anything. But
Who are
her,
you
she's.
talking? You said it's fun to work with her. Who's her?
I can't say her exact name. She told me in private, so
Oh,
I'm not gonna make her name public.
oh, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been working on a paper with Jenny Nielsen,
Yeah.
trying
Okay.
to connect her topological unified field theory to my data set.
Okay. Cool. But
Which
you're more of an experimentalist, so you can confirm what she's doing.
exactly try to validate her theory.
Does she have a decent experiment to for you to do?
Oh well, the other way, what she uses a lot is interferometry.
Okay.
So, and interferometry works with with the gravitomagnetism because
Oh yeah.
yeah, because I actually have a bunch of data from optical data where I
Okay.
used when I was doing my experiments with the gravitomagnetism. I was doing optical experiments too, where I had a so I have my disk is spinning and I got these little nanobumps on it, and then with gravitomagnetism, I'm using this sensor that goes right, and it has one type measures the physical motion of the sensor arm, and the other measures the magnetic field, and that's called GMR. And so that's I lost my train. I just had a senior moment.
Yeah, because but I heard Jenny's theory, and for me, when he came up with, "Oh, I got 20 dimension" and all that, I stopped listening to it.
Well,
But,
what it is there's a component close up that has to do with torsion. So basically, gravity is a torsion field, and in one sense, the torsion is like the kind of like what do you got, like a torque wrench. You know what I mean? When I'm talking about torsion, I'm talking about it's a twisting force. Okay, in one sense, it's it's a resistance to the motion. In the other sense, it's going the other way. That's what the anti-gravity is, going the other way.
yeah,
Okay, and that's kind of like, so it's like there's other dimensions, but it's kind of like when we're moving, we're moving like everything's moving in a spiral. right? With respect to everything else. So we're not like we're everything's changing in a manifold of events, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I mean, when we sit still and don't move, we're still moving, right? Because the Earth is spinning and the Earth is moving around the sun, and so nothing is steady. So there's other dimensions besides just the 3D.
Yeah, definitely I agree. There's the, like I was explaining to Lulu earlier, there's the gravitational framework of the Earth, the Sun, the galaxy, the
Mhm.
cluster, supercluster in the universe. So they all add up, you know?
Yeah, we're all moving relative throughout the universe. Like you're saying, the Earth, the sun, we're moving around the sun, and we're also spinning through the Milky Way galaxy over 200,000 miles per hour.
So
So,
now go with that in mind. Go instead of going out, go in, because the same things happen as you go in. When
right.
you're made up of these cells, right? We're meat bags.
Well,
Right?
yeah, we have mass.
And we're made of all these little cells, and then the cells have this stuff that's all moving around inside, and it's all going in spirals, just like like DNA is in a spiral and everything. So when we talk about 3D, okay, we're not talking about the spiral, but the spiral's another dimension,
Okay.
okay, and that dimension's going two different directions, right?
Okay.
And time is the same. Time goes in a loop. Okay, so when you have those little spirals, they form what are called closed time-like loops. Okay, so now think of that. Everything is made up of those little small little closed time-like loops at the
Okay.
nanoscale too.
Okay.
And
Is
then
that
at
is that called the quantum gravity loop? Is that what
well,
it's
no,
called?
that's what they call offset spatial divergence.
Okay.
Okay, so now where are you at, Lulu? Where are you located?
I'm located in the Woodlands, Texas.
Okay, and what time is it there?
It is 9:13.
Okay, and what about you, Phil? Where are you located?
Uh, in Montreal, but right now I'm close to Ottawa, Canada.
What what time is it there?
10:13.
And what time is it? Uh, can't
Ten
hear you.
thirteen.
Yeah,
Mike, I don't think we can hear you.
Mike.
Sorry, my mic was off. It's 10:14 p.m. in Toronto.
Okay, okay. So, but we're all existing simultaneously at different times.
That's right.
What about you, Mr.
Okay,
Boyd?
but we're in the same instance, but at different times.
Right.
Okay, that's an example of offset spatial divergence. Okay,
Very
that
good.
happens at all scales.
So where does the timestamp go on whose timeline of the
Me
occurrence
and
of the
Mike are
event?
in the future.
Well, we each all have our own timestamp.
Me and Mike are in the future.
Yeah, we're time traveling right now.
Well, no, actually, we're actually or transdimensional. We exist in several different dimensions in space time, but we only perceive one. Yeah,
Right.
Very interesting.
right, one. But if we could see the other dimensions where time basically time's this little loop. So imagine that tree's got a big slow loop.
What if we get other people on the other side of the world and we connect them? How would that, would we like cover the planet, like encompass it? Because, if create a whole loop of communication. You have all the satellites, it's going to keep on pinging from the transmission. So we're going to really
Well, it's
kind of
all
be,
there. It's kind of, you're close, but it's all in the background. Okay. And you can't connect unless you get a handshake, it's called, right? In the handshake, you have to have you have to do what's called phase lock. You have to lock the frequency of the communication. So the interconnect's called a transceiver. Okay, that means a transmitter receiver. Okay, and we all have it innately in us. It's just that we can only perceive, we're only trained for this one little narrow perception, but it's there. And I think that other people, certain people, like maybe people that have autism, for example, that, you know, the savants, you know, there's like people, certain people that can perceive this other space time.
So
go ahead.
these people are time travelers?
Well, I think we're all time travelers in that time travel, your consciousness is a process that uses quantum tunneling in your brain, and that involves actual time travel to the future. The future affects the past, essentially. It's, as I said, it's a closed time-like loop where there's these patterns. These kind of hard to describe, but there's. Okay, Rosie, my cat's back.
Your cat wants attention.
So here, this is Rosie. This is Rosie.
Is she a time traveler?
This is her fishy.
Is she a time traveler too?
She brought her fishy. And this is the second fishy. After the third fishy, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, I don't know. My theory on time is really honestly a human construct. I think now and behind it's all the same. You know, the future and the past is all happening all at once. But the way we are biological is we seem to be going, it's like pages of a book, right? And each page has a new event. So you can, if you're able to, I guess that's the holy grail of time travel, is being able to jump from page to page in any direction. But there's still always a relative time zone that you'll always be a part of. Everybody around you might be in a different time frame or on a different page of that book. So if you're able to shift yourself from page to page at will, so you know the past could be right now.
So you think it's a serial? So you know the difference between serial and parallel?
I would say parallel.
So you'd say
it's parallel timelines. Yeah, it's parallel timelines. You know, the past, present, and future is parallel to each other. But as we live our life, we see all the events happening in sequence, right? So I don't know. That's just my idea, but it kind of makes a lot of sense because I don't think there is a past, present, and future. I think it's one continuous loop of time. You know what I mean? That you're able to shift your phase and, you know, basically jump phases and become part of. It's weird. I've had these dreams where they were so significant, where you wake up from the dream,
lucid dreams,
and yeah, like lucid dreams, where you have a really powerful lucid dream, and you wake up. And I had one probably about 6 months ago. It was about 11 o'clock at night. I kind of like had like a cat nap, and I kind of slept a little longer than normal. So I woke up and I had this feeling like I just came back from like a 6 month trip. Like I was not there for like a long period of time. You know, when you go on a holiday and you come back and you feel refreshed and you have that feeling that you've been away. You know what I mean? Kind of the refresh feeling when you get back home. It
Uh-huh.
was like that feeling.
Yeah.
After the dream, it felt like I came back from like a 6 months trip away
Wow.
from home. And it was so weird. I was just like, whoa, what's going on here? I feel like I'd just been to like a different universe and just came back. Like there were like the time shift. There was a time dilation that
Huh.
happened between when I went to sleep, had the lucid dream, woke up, and then came back to my original timeline. I
Mhm.
felt that differential. It was so weird. It was, oh, that really creeped me out. The hair on my back stood up.
Do you know how to tell if you're dreaming?
How?
Well, I'm just curious.
Well,
You
it
ever?
was an extremely lucid dream to the point where I had full autonomy in the dream. I could actually talk. Most of my senses were there, and I was able to control the events of the dream.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
Could
Bernie's
you?
here.
So, yeah, I had a lucid dream a couple nights ago. It was I was in I think in the basement of this big warehouse. It seemed like, and my cat here, Rosie, she was there with me in my dream.
Right.
So, did you ever have any dreams where there's people or
Yeah. Yeah.
where you have lucid
Interaction.
dreams
Yeah.
like that?
Yeah. Yeah. Usually it'd be interactions with people from my past. And usually, yeah, it would people from the past and also present too. But in that particular dream, it was the people that were in that dream were from my present. Okay.
Um,
And when I came back out of the dream, it's like
mhm.
I went somewhere and then came back to this timeline. I felt the time change. There was a dilation of time. When I came back, it's like, oh, it felt so weird. That, like I said, the hair on my back stood up. Like it really gave me the chills. I was like, whoa, what happened? This was a weird dream.
I,
And I,
I I have a question about time and the possibility of the dimension. You said parallel, right?
yeah, yeah,
Right.
What if it's actually not parallel? It's up and down. It's not parallel because we're moving in it, like it's an up and down. It's got to be. So this is my theory. You know how the double split experiment, they measure it when the split is that way, it's open that way. Well, what if you do it that way? And I kind of drew it out. Okay. So this is your double split experiment, but rotated. Okay. It goes in, it goes in from right there and then into the thing. But then here, this is the most visible one, but that is going to be the up one is going to be the future timeline because we're going up. That is going to be the past timeline, but it still could exist in any of these spectrums, you know?
Right. Exactly. That's what
Yeah.
I'm describing. Exactly.
Do you see what I'm saying?
So,
Time
but
always
there's
goes.
like, and then each of those timelines has its own bandwidth.
Yeah.
hmm
You know what I
So, but
mean by bandwidth? So,
it's like a phase, different phases or frequencies, maybe.
right. So it's like, like the electric field and the magnetic field are 90 degrees out of phase,
Mhm.
right?
let me
So
answer.
what I found is the gravitational field is at 45, and that's why it seems weak, far away. So it's a tuning issue. Oh, oh, okay.
Yeah, it's
So
like tuning of a radio station, going from one
there's
station
this book
to the other.
that I'm going to recommend for you. It was written in, published in March 1927, called An Experiment with Time. And it's about this author, engineer and philosopher J.W. Dunn, about his precognitive dreams and a theory of time, which he later called serialism. That's why I asked that question about, well, is it serial or parallel? So he's describing it as, so, but basically, he documented dreams, and he had a lot of, he had a higher percentage that were of the past, but he did have some that were of the future, where the future event actually, or what did, it was avoided, like some kind of thing bad was avoided because of this precognitive dream. So, like, that's why I was asking if you think about this. So just jot that down. Done, Dunne, and An Experiment with Time.
Yeah.
It's a small, short book, but
It's like I said,
and it has diagrams and stuff in it. And it kind of describes what you're just describing too, Lulu, where it shows time as like a three-dimensional thing too. So
Well, remember, it's not just about that. Like, we have the rotation of the Earth. You have to also understand, like, we're always moving. So if we're always moving, the time's it's gonna be different.
right,
And then you go with
and it
the
depends on
direction of,
your location too.
yeah, you have to go with what our center of point of measurement is, not from a satellite's point of view. Because,
Right,
do you understand?
right,
Because then that's a different timeline. And so,
exactly.
we go with the wherever the navigation is taking us. That is the where our timelines go. So if our whatever bubble cluster, the blah blah, is moving, to according to what Phil was saying, like, in a particular, that's the era of time for us. It could be something else from a
But
third perspective.
the theory is this: what about when you're sleeping?
Make sure you're pointing north. I think the head should be north. And you're still following the arrow of time. Probably. Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Well, it kind of depends on the magnetic pole, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Which is moving.
Yeah, but we're still locked into that magnetic, well, yeah, I
So,
mean, you've got true north and magnetic north. Yeah. I mean, okay, that circle, that in between, from
right.
between,
Well, don't forget too, Lulu. Our body is magnetic as well.
I mean, could you
Oh
imagine if
yeah,
we're
we're
if could you
iron
imagine
blood.
if what we're really describing, it means we could be at one point and then a mile at the same split of a second and back, and we don't even notice it because we fluctuate with the magnetic field.
Right. That's
Right.
why.
But I mean, we
The,
can tell we're going at 1,000 miles an hour how far we've moved
Yeah.
yeah,
in a
like,
second, right?
yeah, like, if the whole thing like vibrates, like, then think like we're here, like, supposedly, but really according to the magnetic field, we just went back and forth, and
Well,
it's like,
we're
and we did,
here,
all of
so
us.
that was what I was going to say, Mike, about how do you tell if you're dreaming?
Right.
You learn what I found is you gotta, when you're going to sleep,
Yeah.
find something to do, like tap the palm of your hand while you're falling asleep.
Okay.
This is for like for lucid. If you it sounds like you got good control in your dreams.
Yeah.
But the
I've worked.
question is, can you tell if you're dreaming or not? And what I'm suggesting is you get a repetitive, like like I don't know, just think of something. You tap your heels or put your toes
Well,
together.
just to give you an idea of some of my experiences, I like to experience skydiving while I sleep in a dream.
Uh,
And sometimes in the dream, if it's really a lucid dream,
uh,
I'll start to get the butterflies in my stomach while I'm skydiving, and it'll actually wake me up. Yeah,
That's funny.
yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also pretty amazing too when you think about it, because that
Yeah,
just
well,
shows
you're
you,
out of body,
well,
dude.
yeah,
Yeah. No, that's really cool. Like I said, but you want to figure out a little routine to tell your, because then what you do is then you write it down
yeah.
or get a tape recorder or something to
Okay.
record what happens because you only retain the memory for like 30 seconds at the most
30 seconds after you wake up. But
after
usually I
you wake
find
up. So you want to have
that,
like your tape recorder there.
well,
And
the
that's,
way I know it's a really deep lucid dream is
uh,
I can remember that dream well after the dream happened. If it wasn't a lucid dream, I usually forget it within the first 30 seconds after I wake up.
right.
That's how I know.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's same with me. Same with me. But
Yeah.
you can supposedly train your subconscious, dude. If you can do that, I mean, that's like the
Yeah.
key to
Like I
everything.
have, I don't know, it's just physiologically with me, I can fall asleep very fast.
Cool.
I've trained myself to actually shut down within the first 10 minutes,
Uh-huh.
where most
Wow,
people take
that's a
up to 30
skill.
minutes. Yeah. Yeah.
You
I've
know, I
really
used
worked
to,
on it.
when I was a teenager, I was living in Brooklyn, New York, and I used to fall asleep on the subway.
Mm.
I'd
Yeah,
bring
I've
a
really
book.
worked on it. I had like sleep apnea problems, so I used a CPAP unit every night. So as soon as I started using that, my sleep really improved. Really improved.
Question:
So
can you wake up from a dream and then decide the next day to continue that dream?
yes, I've done
Okay.
that many times.
Really?
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's scary, dude.
But
Yeah.
like
I
there was
do it
a
all the time.
there's like a point like they would wake me up. I'm like, no, don't wake me up. Let me finish the movie. Like in my
Yeah.
mind, it's like I'm
Oh,
watching
No,
a
it's true.
movie. So I'm
but
like
what if
somebody.
it's a nightmare?
No, it's
Yeah.
like no, I'm telling you, let me finish the movie. It's a good movie. Let me finish the movie.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing to do if you could actually start your dream one night and finish it, and then the next night go and say, okay, I'm going to carry on from where I left off in the dream. I've done it.
Yeah,
You can
but what
do
if it's your mother-in-law?
it. Yeah, right. Yeah, sister-in-law in my case.
You wake up.
Exactly. A dream you want to forget in the first 30 seconds after waking up.
How'd you sleep last night, dear?
I rather
You're
forget about it.
like you're talking about lucid dreams in parallel universe. I one time had one of those real like weird dreams, and I met my other self, but she lived in Paris and she had a family. And I observed her whole life from, in a dream from afar, and I somehow teleported there from a concrete wall that I opened the door that disappeared after I opened it. And then I saw myself with, and not my current family. That's the funny thing. Not my, she was exactly, she looked exactly like me, and she was with her family and kids, and I just, and then I woke up. But yeah, I mean,
Wow.
yeah, like it was
But
just
how
one of
did you
those.
know? Did you know you were dreaming when you were dreaming?
No, no. But during the dream,
That's
I
the
thought it was
thing.
real. I thought it was
How
so
about, how
real.
about Phil? How about you? Have you ever had? Do you have lucid dreams?
Oh,
Are you lucid?
He's
Philip's sleeping.
having one right now. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he's in a dream right now.
Oh, sorry, you named my name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I was
don't.
asking you if you had a lucid dream.
Yeah, I don't remember my name, my dreams. Actually, most just 5 minutes after I wake up and I forget.
Yeah.
You don't
Yeah.
ever have lucid ones where you wake up and you remember?
Mm, Yeah, I remember, but 5 minutes after I forget.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you've never had a real impressionable one that still you still remember?
no, never actually. I never had any. I never
Some
had
people don't.
any of that stuff. I never had like paranormal stuff either. So me, I'm very. My brain is very simple. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, on off.
Yeah.
No, but it's a skill though. This is something that I've trained myself over quite a few years in lucid dreaming. And,
Yeah, that's cool.
before, I did have an issue with sleeping about 7 years ago, and I had to go do the sleep test and get the CPAP unit. As soon as I
Uh,
started on that device, I was able to start really getting my dreams down, right? Excuse me. So the last few years I can really do some amazing stuff, and that one dream I had where I felt like I was gone, like I was somewhere else and I came back. That was the one that just blew me away. I was just like, wow, what happened? Like I was just like I was gone. I was somewhere else, and it
Do
stunned
you
me for about
remember
a
what it
week.
looked like?
Oh yeah, I remember the dream very well, but it wasn't the dream itself. It's when after I woke up,
Oh, okay.
I knew I was gone. I was somewhere else. I was not in that bed. I was somewhere else. It was like I came back from a holiday.
you were astrally projecting.
Yeah, I was
You were
gone.
you were on vacation. You were
Yeah,
on a trip.
yeah, literally. Yeah, kind of. I guess you could see like
You
the
were
human
tripping,
body.
dude.
Yeah, but see, this is kind of interesting because I've been studying, DMT, dimethyltryptamine. It's a hallucinogenic, and a lot of people have these lucid dreams and very vivid dreams while they're on DMT.
Do you
Our
take
body
melatonin?
naturally, well, our body actually produces DMT naturally,
Uh,
but when you take a hit of it, I've never tried it. I would love to try it, just to see what would happen. But it makes the experience like that much stronger when you have a stronger concentration of DMT in your system. And the trips only last 5 minutes. They don't last long. They're a very, very short trip.
uh,
But the experiences apparently are just unbelievable. Now, they just recently, a guy in the US, I forget what state he's from, um, he took, the DeWalt lasers,
uh,
shone it on the wall, okay, and diffracted the light, a laser light. So instead of being a straight, thin line, he
uh,
diffracted it so it became a lot wider.
uh,
So what happened was one day he decided, I wonder if I did DMT, would I be able to see something? So he took a hit of DMT, went up to the wall, and started seeing alien code along the laser. Now, this is the fun. Here's where it gets really crazy. If he looked at a certain angle at the wall, he could see right through the wall into
cool.
another dimension.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah,
got
he got the
so
right frequency.
so he
Yeah,
got
there you
buddies.
go.
He got his
DMT.
buddies, right, to come over and do the same thing he did, and they were seeing exactly the same thing, like the Matrix code. In the Matrix, those numbers fall out.
Uh-huh.
He was seeing that
Yeah, he was
inside
seeing
the
the
laser.
hexadecimal,
Yeah,
the what do you call ASCII code going
right,
across.
right. Yeah. So apparently, actually, he was on Sean Ryan, I think. Danny Jones. He was
Like the
on Danny Jones'
cascading energy
podcast.
code, like the
Yeah,
energy code, the
yeah.
cascading energy lines.
So he says, with the DMT opens up your synapses
Your
and
pineal
your
gland. It's supposed
your
to affect
pineal
your
gland.
pineal gland.
Yeah. So he's pretty much come to the conclusion we live in a matrix reality. The reality actually has a code behind it. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about. I think the whole universe has stoichiometry. Put it down. You know what I mean by stoichiometry?
No.
It's
I
like
haven't heard
a
of that.
crystal lattice.
Oh, okay, right. Okay.
You know, like even empty space has stoichiometry.
Yeah.
Even as you go smaller and smaller and bigger, there's
A structure.
there's a structure
There's a
to
structure.
it. Is what
Yeah.
I'm saying, and that is a certain dimensional structure. Now, whether it's 14 dimensions like Jenny Nielsen postulates, I don't know. We'll see. It can explain some of the oddities in my data, maybe so.
But I just found it interesting that everybody that did the experiment with the DMT and the laser, they were all seeing the same thing. Everybody was seeing
Hallucinations.
maybe. But
Or
yeah,
it opened up their ESP so that they could all see the same thing.
who
Right?
knows? Who knows?
Hive mind.
But you got to see it. It's online. You can search it out. There's quite a few videos on it.
Yeah, I think I did see something that
It
like
was on
that.
Danny Jones. He was recently on Danny
Yeah.
Jones not long ago. Yeah. So, and he's, I believe he's a physicist as well. The guy that did the experiment.
Did you,
So,
I feel like I've seen something like that. Did you ever share that link for that video for what, or was
I
it
could,
just
I can give you the link. Just bear
no,
with me
because
for a
I've seen the
sec.
video. I've seen the video. I'm just saying I don't remember how I got to, like, where did I get the link to see the
Oh, it
video?
was
No,
probably on Facebook. It was
Okay.
on our groups there. I
Mhm.
put the link in there.
Maybe that's
Yeah.
where I watched it from.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool though. It was a good show.
So, Mike, how do I get info on your over Unity battery right now? That you have?
Right now that would be very hard because I'm under NDA. With a partner right now, so I'm still under NDA.
He can't tell you, but he's
till
gonna have
next
to
summer.
kill you.
A non-disclosure agreement.
Yeah. So basically, anything that that I'm doing.
So what you're supposed to say is I'm not at liberty to discuss it.
Not right now, no. Unfortunately, I could talk about it, but I can't say what's actually in it.
Well, do you have a patent application or something going on?
Yeah. Well, what we want to do is take the power cell to charge up a battery bank of capacitors, and then that would charge deep cycle batteries, and then run that to an inverter, and then power something. Now, the best part about it, of the cells, is they don't need an external power source to recharge. They recharge on their own. So you would have a continuous flow of energy. Now, the biggest problem with magnesium type cell is the degradation or corrosion of the magnesium plate and dendrite growth. So
how many amp hours can you get out of the sucker?
Well, right now, if I make it the way I'm doing it now, I should have about a 20-year lifespan.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying maximum.
Right now, maximum voltage, standing voltage is about 1.8 volts at about 300 milliamps per cell. So you put that, individual cell.
So like I have for my solar panels.
Yeah.
I have a 12 volt 110. Is it 12 volt, 110 amp hour? Which is
Yeah.
What's that? How many
Just
kilo?
trying to.
That's not a kilo. What is that? 112
Okay,
times.
so
Um,
work out my cell here. 1.88 times that by
That's a
0.3.
1320 watt battery.
Yeah. So each cell right now, as it stands, is about half a watt.
Okay.
So you make a bank of cells, either series or parallel, and you
Mhm.
could get pretty high voltages. So what we do is take the high voltage with a high spike amperage, and you pump that into a capacitor bank. And then from the
Right.
capacitor bank, it goes to a solar charge controller, and then
Uh-huh.
charges your deep cycle batteries. So there is a controller there to control that power. So
Right.
you would cycle the cells at, like, say, uh, 2 seconds on, 5 seconds off, and you do it on basically a continuous on-off switch timed,
Right.
and you keep those capacitors filled up. As long as those are filled up, you can send that through your PWM and charge your batteries consistently. So if you get enough cells lined up, you could have 100, 200 watts, 300 watts, whatever you wish.
Wow.
Yeah. And the best part about it, every time those cells are shut off where the load is not present,
Uh-huh.
the cells regauge themselves naturally. There is no
Interesting.
exterior
Because like with lead
components.
acid batteries, which I've done some experience with the lead acid batteries.
Yeah.
When I noticed that you charge it, and then after it's charged a while, then you plug it, and then the voltage actually increases.
Right. Right.
After,
Which is natural.
right
That's
after you
because of the
disconnect, the
chemistry.
voltage goes up.
Right. That's natural because of the electrolyte chemistry. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So that's quite normal. Now, over time, you get calcification of the plates.
Uh,
Everything starts to break down over time. So the amount of recharge cycles with, certain batteries is not very good. And you have a short lifespan. The batteries get calcified really badly, and then they lose their power, they lose their potential. Where magnesium power cell that I'm doing, there is an electrolyte, but everything is solid state. There's no uh, degradation of the magnesium, the reactive element inside. It doesn't break down because there's no liquid electrolyte present to actually break down the magnesium. So as long as the magnesium doesn't break down, the effects of what most cells have is what they call it SEI, is the initial charge that hits the negative plate. What will happen? You'll lose about 20% of your potential. With the cell I developed, I've eliminated the SEI effect. There
cool.
is no SEI effect.
So when are you gonna have prototype type stuff
I
together?
have a small one right now, just basically a 2-inch cube, um, and it's putting out a consistent 1.8 volts at about 300 milliamps. So
And how big is that?
2 inch by 2 inch, very small footprint. So now I could take 20 or 30 of those, put it on a 12-inch plastic sheet, set them up all in series, and then I got a lot more power and a very, very small footprint.
So it's just carbon and magnesium basically,
Carbon, magnesium, and the special stuff on the middle,
and the secret sauce.
and then the secret sauce. Yeah, very simple engineering, but it's the secret sauce is what makes this cell have longevity. I right now I can pretty much guarantee those cells will run for 20 years.
Cool.
Yeah.
So where do we invest?
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to work on. I have a partner right now trying to
Do
find
you
an
have an
investor.
LLC?
No, I don't. I'm not at that point right now.
Where are you located? Did you say?
Just outside of Toronto.
Oh, Toronto. Do they have LLC in
Yeah,
Canada?
yeah. I could register LLC. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you got partners, that just means it's
So the
then
big
you just
hurdle
have
was
members.
made.
You're gonna do the remote visioning, Mike, and
Well, that's where I got part of my idea from
oh
my
yeah,
dream. I had a
nice,
download. I got a download from one of my dreams. I had a bit of a slump there for about a year on the cell, so I kind
yeah.
of put it on the back burner. I had a couple
Me,
of
me,
interesting dreams that kind of re-sparked my ideas.
me.
So
I don't get answers from dreams, but it happens often that I wake up with a solution in my head.
right,
You know.
yeah, yeah.
Me too. You just get it from source. And sorry
Yeah.
for not being here for most of the show. I've just been dealing with some other drama, but hey, it is what it is. Mike, glad to see you join us with the other Mike and
Yeah.
listening in. Any investment, I set this up. I get 5%, right? 5%. Yeah. Finder's fee. Okay, all right.
What's that for? Being the agent?
Exactly, finder's fee, right? Well, we'll just call it the apex style, the
The
apex
asshole
Oh,
style.
fee.
jeez. Don't bring up APEC, please.
Well,
I got,
who is
I got,
Louis
I,
Henry? That's the
I,
question, but that's a topic
I
for
got
another
thrown.
day.
I got thrown off their invite list really early.
Which invite list are you talking about?
APEC.
Oh, you got thrown off. Why? Because you weren't talking about
Well,
propulsion.
basically, I was talking about. Yeah, I made a comment about propulsion to Mark Skull, and I said, "Okay, you're talking about this anti gravity stuff. What's going to power it?" Because he was trying to knock my free energy stuff, and I go, "Okay, what do you think's going to power your anti gravity device, dude?" I go, "You're going nowhere fast without the energy. So I would concentrate on the free energy because I'll guarantee you right now, the free energy part might actually give you a clue to your anti gravity." And he shut right up. And after that, I never got an invite back. I said, "You're going nowhere fast." So APEC in the last 6 months, what have they been talking about? Free energy stuff. Of course, you need the free energy first before you get the anti gravity stuff. Because without the energy, the way their methods are, you need energy. Where are you going to get it from in space? Right? It's not exactly there's a gas station out there to
Hydrogen.
fill up.
My guess is hydrogen.
Everything. Everything
Listen,
it stems from hydrogen.
listen. I used to, be part of APEC. I still am, but I used to be on their show, and then somehow I got knocked out, and they invite me to their off the books one. Where they don't record it, nobody knows. They just and I talked
So
about
do you,
I talked about hydrogen, years ago on APEC, and they just like laughed me out. All the things that they're talking now about. If you go back and watch my comments on the things that they were discussing, now like they're figuring it out. And it's just like, oh, because I didn't have the proper mainstream physics terminology to explain it the way they want it, like dictionary style explanation. But yeah, I mean, I showed them diagrams. I showed the I was beyond clear on what I was presenting, and it still wasn't good enough. And then they're like, and they still like
You know
booted me
what?
off the show.
Here's a little secret for you. You don't need electricity to do electrolysis. You only need one
I've
element.
proven that.
Yeah, Bernie knows what I'm talking about. Bernie knows what I'm talking about.
you only know you only need what?
You only need one element to make hydrogen without using electricity to actually start electrolysis.
Is it
Yeah, there's a few
is it
different
secret?
ways of
What is it?
Magnesium.
Catalyst or some sort?
Magnesium.
engineering it.
Magnesium. The second you
Magnesium.
expose magnesium to water, energy is released, hydrogen. Also, when you release the hydrogen from the magnesium, there is an electrical charge that's created. So
Hush
if you put
there,
magnesium in water,
Drysdale. Don't
if you
give
put-
away my secrets in the live chat now. Jeez, there's multiple ways.
but yeah, there's more than
What
one
are
way.
he's
But
disclosing your secret sauce? I don't understand.
Well, I
Well,
use
hydrogen-
zinc and aluminum as well as copper for self-charged hydrogen electrolysis reactions. And
Yeah. Bernie,
yeah,
I took a rod when I went to APAC to their lab. I took a zinc rod and I took an aluminum rod and a lemon, and I stuck one into that, and then I had a little clock with it. I told them, look, you can get energy from a fruit, but you have to have the zinc and the aluminum.
works with a potato as
I
well.
swear to God, I took it with me.
How many lemons do I need to power my to charge from my solar panels?
Well, yeah, I don't know, but the idea was the metals that were being used.
Yeah, it's
You know,
within
that
the
this is what you
metals. It's
could
with
like.
the-
It's the metals. It's not like, the connecting the metals to. I said that's what where the energy. I just used two little ones, like
What my
the
po-
size
what
of
my point-
hairpins. Nothing,
Yeah.
but just to prove a
So-
point.
Lulu, what my point is, it's the metals is what stores energy.
Well,
And
and
it's
you're
a matter of-
creating. Oh, do I give the secret away? Do I give it away? You're creating a differential of charge
The
and a
metal,
flow
by
charge.
definition, has an excess of electrons. That's why it shines, is because of the free electrons in the metal.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so,
The second you have free electrons release, that's where the energy is.
yeah, well, it's there, but it has metals have a work function. You have to
Right.
put some energy in to get the energy out.
Not all metals though. You
Well,
can-
no, they all have a different work function.
Yeah.
Exactly, right? And that you measure their different charges, the separation, the amount of differential, and the higher you go, the more charge you get and the more energy you get between the two by using them as opposing electrodes of anode and cathode. And there's a big secret right there.
This
So
is
you
nothing
carry
new.
up right
It's nothing new.
the right metal with the right insulator, right?
Mhm.
So, like,
Yeah.
for
And
example,
then when you structure the
something
electrode
like,
as solenoids,
like diamond or carbon, diamond. What's the band gap of diamond? About 5 EV, I think.
Diamond's
I
good,
mean,
but you also
Now, that, compare
practicality.
that to the band gap of silicon, which is 1.1 EV. So
But
it's,
you have one problem: cost.
Yeah.
Right. So
well,
there
the
are
thing
really
is,
good
metals,
dielectrics.
turn them into solenoids.
you only have to make a thin layer of diamond.
Anyways, guys, we're getting close to the end here. We do our live show, as you know,
Agreed.
every week. At,
Thanks for inviting me, Bernie.
yeah, thanks, Mike.
Oh,
You
pleasure
can
to
come
have you.
anytime.
Boy, I'm sorry I didn't talk to you.
Yeah, next week we'll invite Jack Sorfetti.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that ought to be entertaining.
Schmucks. We're all schmucks by the end of the show.
I would be honored to be called a schmuck by him.
Yeah.
You know, I lived in Brooklyn. So, what is it? New Yorkers, they have a God-given right to be disrespectful.
Okay.
Right.
But anyways, everybody, don't forget to check out Philip's YouTube channel at Finite Energy. Is it Philip? Maybe put your link up there in the
Yeah, it's
chat board.
YouTube at P Bouchard 8, which is Finite Theory. All my latest experiments are there. The free fall and the asymmetric magnet weight experiment. And I'm going to have papers peer reviewed in February. So things are moving fast.
Cool. Awesome.
Good luck.
And check out everybody that's viewing our show from Crypto Alchemist. Thanks a lot for showing up. Don't forget to become a member of Faraday Research YouTube channel. You can do so at the Faraday Research YouTube channel spot there, and there's a link. And we appreciate your support. Everybody have a happy new year. And next, when is New Year's Day? That is what date?
Hey, Bernie, there's a polar bear behind you. Watch it.
Check here. Polar bear.
Over
Okay, so New Year's Day is the Thursday. So yeah, we'll do a show. Next Friday it will be the 2nd of January 2026. So I think that'll be a go. And hope you guys can join us. And thanks a lot to our panel, Mike Boyd, Philip, and Lulu. And last but not least, Mr. Bernie. We'll see everybody next week.
Next year.
Next year. See everybody next year.
That's awesome. Happy New Year.
Happy
New Year.